Hey everybody, I'm Deplorable Bobby and this is how I see it. I want to thank my subs. I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to ask you to hit the like button and leave me comments. My PayPal information is in the link below. If you'd like to support this channel and help me grow, all donations are greatly appreciated. I want to give a shout out to the great douchebag. He left me a PayPal information yesterday, and this is my first opportunity to thank him, so thank you, the great douchebag, for your kind donation. People, I want to talk about some really wild stuff I came across, and it seemed like every article I went across this morning was saying some stuff that I haven't heard, and I just had to get this out there to you, but I want to remind you right now, these are not my words. I want to be giving you the words of some prominent religious leaders and some politicians across America. The never-ending abortion debate continues. These are some prominent right-wing American Christians, and they have shared an ominous warning that the conflict over abortion may lead to a civil war. Civil war, people, over abortion. With the new restrictive abortion bills passing around the U.S., America is divided on a woman's right to choose, and I agree with that. We are very divided on a woman's right to choose. But it gets a little deeper here, and I'm not too sure how I want to report on this. The Christian magazine Charisma. Well, first of all, I have a problem with Charisma. Charisma's not going to get you into heaven. But anyway, Charisma is a magazine, and it ran 6 articles on the potential of imminent abortion-related civil war in America. It ran 6 articles in the last year just on civil war in America over abortion. Pastor Michael Brown blames what he calls the coming civil war on militant abortionists. He said a civil war is coming to America, only this time it will be abortion rather than slavery that divides the nation. People, they're talking war. They're talking killing people over abortion. Candace Keller, a Republican lawmaker from Ohio, made a comparison to the antebellum era, where the North and the South were at odds. Whether this, speaking about pro-life, pro-choice, civil war, ever leads to a tragedy like a civil war, only time will tell. Matt Shea, a Republican legislator from Washington, echoed the same sentiments as he seeks to criminalize abortion. When asked if he thought pro-life and pro-abortionists could ever unite for the sake of the country, he said this. Get my papers straight. I don't think we can, because you have half of the people following the Lord in righteousness and half that don't. How can that stand? People, I don't know what to think about all that, to be honest with you. I know we're going to have a heck of a fight ahead of us in the Supreme Court and in all the courts on this abortion issue and Roe versus Wade. But I just named off 3 people. One, a prominent minister, one a lawmaker, and the other one a representative from Washington State. So we've got religious leaders and government officials and lawmakers telling us that we need to look out for a civil war. Well, people, I pray it don't come to that. Don't get me wrong. I know that the left They play dirty and they get down in the gutter and they fight tooth and nail for abortion rights. I know it's going to be a long, hard fight. But I hope you are standing with me on this Civil War deal. I'm not going to say it won't happen. I don't know. But if it does, it's going to be the extreme left and the extreme right that started. I believe that most God-fearing American patriots want to see this worked out in the courts peaceably. But it may not end that way. It just may not. Because you've got people like this Republican representative from Texas, Ron Wright. He said women who have abortions should absolutely be punished and deserve to go to prison for having their pregnancy terminated. Representative Wright was elected in 2018, and he was asked recently if he's concerned that women could be sent to prison for having abortions, and his answer was this: as far as I am concerned, yes, because they have committed murder. I agree with him 100%. They have committed murder. But once again, we need to end this practice. Rather than going after the women and putting them in jail, that's fear-mongering right now, people, because we don't need it. We've got too big of a battle ahead of us in the courts to overturn Roe versus Wade. We don't need to get out there and start trying to lock people up willy-nilly left and right, because they're going to continue these abortions until we finally get to the Supreme Court and get an answer on R.V. Wade. R.V. Wade is going to be everything on these states getting these new restrictive abortion laws passed. He said this after Texas proposed a law that will criminalize abortions and put women in line for the death penalty for having an abortion. This bill is actually pending in the House of Representatives in Texas. Do you want a civil war? Do something like that. People, I ain't too sure these people aren't trying to cause a war. And I'm talking about the Republicans as well as the demon rats. I hear all kind of hate speech all the time from the left. It's it's unending. They're allowed to say anything or do anything and get away with anything. But we can't, as patriots and Republicans and conservatives, we can't do that without being called out. But these Republicans right here, I just named off. Representative Ron White, Pastor Michael Brown, Republican lawmaker Candace Keller from Ohio, and Matt Shea, a representative legislator from Washington State. So see, I just named off all these conservatives, and all they're doing is preaching war. Even the Christian magazines are putting it out there. But maybe they're trying to plant a seed, I don't know. And yes, I'd admit, if it comes to a full civil war, I will do whatever's necessary to protect my family and to protect this country. You know, it's a crying shame that it comes to something like this. You know, if we didn't murder our preborn babies, this topic would never come up. We are truly a godless nation when it comes to abortion. We have so many people that all they want to do is to push the abortion issue on everybody, no matter your beliefs. We're supposed to let abortion just be fine in our society. Well, people, I'm going to tell you, if you're a God-loving American, you don't believe in abortion. But they call us racist. They call us bigots. They call us everything. But yet all we want to do is to end the senseless killing of our preborn children. I don't know about this Civil War stuff, but I do know this much. If there is a civil war over abortion, that would truly be a civil war. The war between the states was not a civil war. I think that historians are wrong when they call it the Civil War, because there was nothing civil about it. It was a war between states. And that's what I choose to call it. But a war on abortion, or because of abortion, would truly be a civil war. Because it's not taking men from one state or one area of the country and pick and choose which side you want to be on. This is going to be a civil war in the streets, in the neighborhoods, in our cities, and even in the country. Because the war on abortion is going to be like no other war. I mean, it's not going to be state from state. It's going to be neighbors fighting each other. And that's what's going to be bad. And it truly will be civil. I mean, I tell you, it blows my mind, and I'm at a loss for words, about the whole outcome of this thing. I think if we had a civil war in this country that was truly a civil war, like it would be over abortion, it may be the downfall of this country. I don't know. I don't want to see people laying dead in the street. People, we got to get this thing right. And I don't know if we can or not. I'm not going to change my view, and I know you're not going to change yours. But the problem is, they're not going to change theirs either. And there's going to come a boiling point, and I just don't know when that might be. I pray to the good Lord that I don't live long enough to see it. But I also thank the good Lord for giving me sense enough to be prepared for it right now. People, I'm Deplorable Bobby. I want to wish President Trump happy birthday today before I get out of here. I want you to pray for our children. I want you to pray for each other. Pray for this channel and pray for me. I'm Deplorable Bobby, and I'll talk to you later.